Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z, playing a three-point match on BackgammonHub.com against the Semi. Good match to my opponent. I just wanted to get a little practice. I'm meeting a friend later for a few money games. I thought I should warm up a bit, get the brain going. It's conceivable 24 to 13 is better than this, but because he has this extra checker here that he might be happy to hit with if I'm on the 3-point. Maybe that's an argument for coming here instead. Plus, it's a better builder and doesn't overstack the mid. So then either play can be right there, and depending on the details. So I should probably make the 1 point here, I would assume. Obviously, 3 points a better point, but I don't know, hitting's worth something. Getting the builder on the 4-point to use is worth something. I don't think I have enough of an edge here, although I got some pretty decent threats. Not that I know how to play this. Well, it's either 13 to 4. Hitting against the stronger board, but if I get missed, I do have something usually. Or do this, and then I don't have much when not missed, but there's good 3 duplication. And it's like a little safer. Is there anything else? Hitting twice isn't really a play, I don't think. 13 to 7, 6 to 3, I think is worse than running. I don't like that 11's hit here. Yeah, this I'm not sure about. 11's hit. But it seemed thematic in the sense that I should cube that. It seemed thematic in the sense that I'm outboarded, and so I should play a little safely. Okay, now he's sort of appropriately playing on for the gammon, or at least it's reasonable. Reasonable. Yeah, I don't know now. He could probably still play on safely and just play ultra safe and then cash later if things start getting a little awkward. Well, it puts a little more fear into him. Actually, it gives up the 8-point. Guess this. I get closed out. This is better for saving the gammon. So let's actually try this. Oh, I can make a no. I can't make. I was gonna say I can make a 6 prime. No, I can't make a 6 prime. All right, I'm just gonna kind of resign. Yeah, it's all right. He's not winning the gammon, but I don't think there's any risk in playing on. Like, okay, so I roll. He rolls 2-1. I roll 6-6. It's still probably a pass, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so the play I'm curious about is my 6-3 there. And then we'll take a look at the computer analysis afterwards. This seems okay. Should make his 11. Or hit twice. Now this is better, especially at the score. Ha! 6-5 again. Okay, so now I'm going to go the other way. Although actually that's not that clear because it does it now. It really overstacks the 13. So actually, I'm not going to do this. Yeah, it's sort of this funny. It's a similar decision. I don't love that the builder on the 11 isn't a good builder anymore because I have my 5-point already filled in. 6-3 again. It's like I'm playing the same game. He should not cube at the score, where I win a lot, but he wins a lot of gammons. A ton of gammons now. Probably better to make the 2 there. Yeah, I still win this a bunch. I wonder what the cube action is there. Okay, looks like he's playing for the gammon. It does seem like kind of a weird score to double at, where a lot of his wins are gammons. Yeah, it goes too deep. I think he's just play 17 to 11 here. What if he rolls 5-5? But I'm gonna lose. So whether I played with a low, I don't have many decisions. So whether I played with a high or low PR hinges on how I what the right play with that 6-3 in game one is. Unless it's close, in which case the PR should be low. Because other than that, I don't think I had any tough decisions. Although the computer sometimes has a way of showing you stuff you didn't think about, that you should have thought about. So maybe we'll see something surprising like that. Oh, 6-6, big doubles. Ooh. Boo. This is hopeless. I'm just going to resign like a gentleman. Or at least resign. Okay, no, I guess the 6-3 was correct or close. Yeah, why don't we take a quick look at it? Give me a confidence boost for my session later today. Okay, download. Let's open it up in XG. Let's go to XG mode. And then I'm probably going to sign off. But yeah, let's end on a high note. Okay, let's put me on the bottom, a semi on the top. Well, that was his 6-3. Okay, so I made one checker play error, but not the 6-3. Right. I mean, I think most people, I think, know this play, but you do have a little extra incentive to split here than on the opening roll, say, because the 8-point is stripped, and and there's only 8 guys here, so you're not really getting attacked, and he's kind of has a little prime forming, so it is important to get the back men going. So, for instance, you split with a 2-5 here, and then he rolls a 3-1. Probably he's making the 5, but it's not great because you get a direct shot at him, and that's not true on the opening roll. A good play by my opponent here. Okay, yeah, it's not close here. I think for the reason I said, it's got now he's got the extra builder here. It's a little bit of an attack. So I think if it was opening roll 5-2 split 4-2-6-5, probably you still go to the 11 point, but it's probably quite a bit closer, I would guess. What I'm thinking is, say money game. I split with the 5-2. He rolls 4-2. I roll a 6-5. I think I still go to the 11 point, but I believe it's closer. Yeah, it's closer. See how like the attack isn't as potent? So you get off the hot spot a little bit more readily when he's got like a decent decent builders in the zone ready to go after you. So you can stay a little bit more out of harm's way if it's like this. Okay, so yeah, he plays 13-4. He should run though. He make the 7. He thought he should make the 1. Yeah. I mean, I see what he's thinking, right? He wants to make the higher quality points. He's got 10 guys here ready to attack me, so it's sort of a plausible blitz. If I had a blot in the outfield, it'd be like more of a blunder not to attack me. Yeah, here's that 6-3. Okay, good, it's close. Okay, this is a confidence booster. Because like I was unsure, right? And the play is very close, so if you're thinking about the play correctly, you should be unsure. Like let's say 24-15 is actually the correct play on a rollout, say. But one player likes 13, like say you're playing in a chouette or something, or you're playing doubles. One player likes 13-4 but thinks it's close. The other player likes 24-15 but thinks it's not close, thinks it's like a blunder to play 13-4. So the player who thinks it's 24-15 is getting it right, but he understands the position less than the player who wants to play 13-4. Because you shouldn't, the player who thinks it's like clear to play 24-15 is off by about 0.1 or something. Like he thinks, oh, 24-15 is the correct play by 0.1, but it's like right on the border. The player who likes 13-4 thinks 13-4 is right by like 0.01 or something, 0.02. So he's only off by 0.02. So that's not how I think about these decisions. Like, I'd be happier getting this wrong and thinking it's close than getting it right and thinking it's not close. But anyways, he punishes me and then misses a cube. I would have found the pass here, I'm pretty sure. And then like too good is good. Too good is good. 13-9-7-5. Apparently this is my error. I did not consider this. I considered making the 4. You know, put some decent teeth into my position to make it a little scary for him to take on any risk. Obviously, I thought about this to get like good gammon save stuff. If like he rolls a 6-3 and then closes me out, I don't want to waste any pips. But I guess the computer's play does okay there also. Right, it sort of wastes a pip bringing the guy in. Because you sort of want to aim towards stacking everyone on the 6. But I think I see my thinking mistake. Like there's 3 guys here, so it's not like you're gonna get all those guys to the 6 usually anyways. So that's like a productive use of the 2. And obviously it's a lot more solid position than this, with these blots in the outfield and the good point not slotted. Yeah, so I guess I kind of see this in retrospect. And also making the point is better. Somehow making the point loses fewer gammas than my play. I don't know. Like my play apparently wins the most, according to the computer. It doesn't save as many gammons. I don't really get that. I would have thought my play would be best for saving the gammon. This seems backwards to me. Or maybe this would be. Maybe I should think this is best for saving the gammon. Yeah, I don't know. This loses 7% more gammons than this. I don't understand that. Might be confused based on the fact that yeah. I think maybe what's going on is its look ahead's all screwed up here. Because when it does look ahead, it doesn't understand that white's largely going to be playing safely. Due to the fact that white has cube access. So there might be some stuff where like in the look ahead, like when it looks 3 moves into the future, maybe it thinks it's going to be hitting loose a lot when it's actually not going to be hitting loose. I wonder if the rollout changes things. Oh, hey, Andrew. Yeah, nice to see ya. Do you have any theories on why 13-11, 13-9 gets gammon 7% more than 13-9, 7-5? I think it's kind of off its rocker. You did right, Rule 65. What's Rule 65? So yeah, and in your comments online, those are the the YouTube comments. Yeah, I do read them. I try to respond. I might, it's possible I missed. I try to miss. I might miss a few though. Yeah, no, the roulette has the same results, so I don't really understand this. Hmm. Yeah, I might play wins more. This saves more gammons. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's like one of these plays induces white to hit more or something, or XG thinks white is going to hit more after one of these plays, where that's probably not actually the case. Oh yeah, about race with great score, about finding 9%. No, I don't think I saw that comment. I assume it's on. I assume it's on like YouTube or whatever. YouTube comment. I'll take a look though, because I'm kind of curious about finding 9% in that race. Yeah, I remember that game. Um, yeah, I'll take a look and respond because I think it might help me to be able to like to be able to like estimate wins in a race like that. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll take a look. Thanks. Okay, it does hit here. Yeah, so it does want to hit here. Let me look at one variance. Let's say I make the computers play with the 4-2, and then white rolls 2-1. Does it also hit? No, it doesn't. Okay, this explains the weird difference last roll. I mean, maybe the computer's right for some reason, but it's because somehow the other play induces white to hit, so that ups my wins, but also ups white's gammons. The computer, these are all. It seems like kind of an edge case where the computer actually might be wrong. It might be wrong to hit, for instance, and so. Or maybe it's right to hit, and this play induces a bad play by white or something. That might be what's going on. Okay. You know, I would never delete a comment. It's possible YouTube saw it as like not a good comment, and so it didn't because it was just like a link or whatever. Yeah, it's possible that's the case, but I wouldn't delete a comment like that. So let's see. Gotcha. Hmm. Yeah, so my guess as to what's going on here is that hitting is actually correct, maybe in both cases. But if you make the computer's choice, the computer erroneously doesn't hit. Maybe. So I stand by my assessment that the computer's office rocker. We'll take a look at one other thing. Sorry, let me just adjust the settings real quick. What's going on here? Okay, adjust settings below normal. Okay, so like what if we roll this out? Is it gonna like hitting in that case? Right. No, it doesn't hit. Yeah, I don't know. Rolla seems to agree with the plus of Val. Seems like yeah, I don't understand why the different front position makes the difference in hitting versus not. Hmm. So I am curious about the racing thing you're talking about. Let me just check the comments real quick. Okay, I do see a comment from you yesterday. Yeah, I'll take a look at that also. But yeah, I don't see one about the rule of 65. Unfortunately, that's sort of what I'm most curious about. Hmm. Anyways, I do run, which I assume is correct by a lot. Whatever you can play on, and then you can cash. Yeah, it was YouTube. It seems like it was YouTube. If you would though, could you make another comment, maybe with without the link, or but just sort of pointing me to the right place? Because I am quite curious about what you found, what you figured out. Because it's always been a little. It doesn't come up that often, but it's always been a bit of a weakness of mine. It should be like fairly simple, like a racing position, no contact. You should be able to like figure out whether something is 15% or 8%. But I still have like difficulty distinguishing between like 15 and 8 sometimes. Whereas like I can do 25 and 20 really good, right? Because that's like right around the take pass line. But just when you're starting to skew towards like 38 and 30, or 15 and 8, I don't have a great feel for that stuff. But yeah, I guess you just need like a good formula or something. I played around with it a little bit. Roberti's rule of 65, which is you add a 10%, if you're up 10% of the leader's pip count or 30% of the leader's pip count, around there, you add 65 to the percent lead, and you get the winning chances. But it's not linear though, unfortunately. Around the middle of that range, you got to add like an extra 2%. So if you're up like 18%, you add 65 to your percents, and then add another 2. So you got to kind of extrapolate like that. There's a little bit of like a bell curve a little bit. And I guess you can I kind of played around with that position a little bit that came up, and I did kind of get, using the rule of 65, assuming like the right amount of wastage, maybe did get kind of close. Yeah, 10% lead, 75% cubeless, right? 14% lead, 80% cubeless. Yes, yeah, that's exactly what Roberti says. 18% lead, 85. So does that add? Yeah, let's add 65 and add 2 more. That is exactly what Roberti says to do. And maybe that applied in my position, but I just didn't account for the wastage well enough. Because it was like it was a little bit of a lopsided position. So I don't remember the numbers, but like maybe I was up like 25%, or 20%, but it should have been 25 or 26% due to like adjustment for wastage or something. I don't know. Okay, 2-1 here is, yes, important to split in some fashion. All the reasonable splits are kind of good. Okay, 22 to 11 here. Again, 24 to 13 is a play, but it overstacks the mid. And the builder on the 11 is okay, I guess. Okay, great shot with the 6-3. And then I just get blown away. Although 6-6, I thought he should have made the 2 point go for the gammon more. Yeah, much better to go for the gammon. Maybe it pays maybe it pays some wins, but actually maybe not. Let's see what the computer says. No, best for the win is actually to make the 2, not make the 6 prime. In fact, because I enter and then I got decent counter prime chances. Like you make the opponent's play. I'm probably going to enter. He doesn't have an easy time bringing these guys around. Like I got to be hitting, trying to prime and stuff. Oh, I see. Right. Oh, yeah. Keith count. Yeah. No, I remember this now. Yeah, Keith count would penalize my opponent's position more than I was penalizing my opponent's position. I wish I could bring up the. I wish I could bring up the match, but I don't think I have it handy. But that's a good point. Yeah, maybe that's the key. Maybe you just use Keith count to penalize the efficiency different correctly, and then use that rule of 65. Now Keith count isn't always great at like penalizing stuff correctly, but it's probably better than most humans are. You know, if they had to come up with something on their own. So that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, so white should make the 5 and the 2 here. Keeps me busy more. Obviously wins more games. Actually wins more games. So, okay, so what's the actual? Okay, so this is nowhere near a take apparently. Only win 20%. So good play on. Then this looked wrong. Yeah, 8-2. The builder goes a little too deep to be useful. It's a little useful there, but you want to. It's not that much better than being on like the 8 point, and you want to get these guys going while I'm up on the roof, and you don't want to crack on 5-5. So you're definitely 17-11 here, but it works out for them, and I just lose. Yeah, this is suspicious too. Yeah, this is a play you should know. I mean, superficially, this is okay because 6-6 is safe, but 2 guys on the 7 isn't good. It's inefficient, but the main problem is like if you roll like a 6-1 or something, you end up with a very shoddy position. This is much cleaner on a 6-1, say. And 6-6 is still safe. In fact, it's so much cleaner that even if this did blot on 6-6, you'd probably still want to do it. Rather than put 2 guys on the 7 where like you don't have a lot of options for the future to handle awkward rolls. And then I just get gammon and lose. So the only error really was this weird play which I don't really understand. Yeah, if anyone has any thoughts on this, let me know. So the fact that white hits after I play one of the plays, the right play, I guess, and the fact that it doesn't hit after 13-11, 13-9, does explain the difference in like cubeless gammon and win percentages. But I kind of don't think the computer is correct when it hits after one of the plays and doesn't hit after the other play. On the other hand, the rollout seems to imply it does, but there might be some like weird like look ahead thing going on where it doesn't like white with cube access. White should be playing pretty safely here, usually. So I might be getting confused there. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the 6-2. It's a surprisingly big error. Like you might think, oh, it's no big deal to do what the opponent did, but it's 0.04 or something. You don't want to give this away. You don't want to give 0.04 away in this pretty simple position. Yeah, so like I said, I talked about 6-1, and there's other numbers. But you don't actually need to think about the numbers here. You just need to rely on general principles where you don't want the two checkers on the same points because it limits your options in the future. And you don't want the guys on the 7 because you might be forced to play them awkwardly and deep, you know. For instance, with like a 6-1-5-1 or whatever. Or the 5-1. 5-1, you'd even clear the 6 point after the opponent's play. No, no, you don't actually. Why don't you clear that? Oh yeah, I guess it's pretty awkward. Yeah, 6. You're still pretty awkward. It's not this big of an error though. Oh, because it just doesn't win as many gammas. That's why. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, best for the win. Okay, yeah, no, I'm wrong here. Yeah, best for the win is in fact this play, clearing the 6 points. But yeah, you left me in on a 6, and then I saved the gammon a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. You know, if it's like I don't know, if it's like this, maybe you could do it now. Yeah, now you do it because you're not in any danger of not winning the gammon. Interesting. All right, well that was good. Yeah, I'm gonna actually sign off now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that 4-2, and yeah, good comments, Andrew. And we'll see you next time.